Hey, I'm April from Blacksburg Belle, and today I want to talk about how to figure out your style. Let's say you are in a very crowded niche, or not a crowded niche, but you need to figure out what you bring to the table, what makes you different, and why people should buy from you. You have to figure out your style for so many different reasons. You have to figure it out so that you can bring it into your marketing, so that you can clarify what makes you different than your competition, so that you can explain to your ideal customers why they should pick you over somebody else, and so that you know yourself what your style is. It's important, right? For you to have your own style. Whether you are a hand letterer with your own style, a blogger with your own style, a health coach with your own style, whatever you do, you need your own style. So how do you figure out what your own style is? That's what I want to talk about today. I want to help you figure this out. Now, here is the really important part, and the part that you're really not going to love. You're going to be like, April, please don't tell me this. Here we go. This is not easy to figure out. I cannot give you an exercise for you to go do right after you watch this video for you to then know this is my style. Got my style, I know my style, I'm set. Just doesn't work like that. Instead, what you have to do to figure out your style is do the work. One of the things that is really cool about being in the beginning of anything, so the beginning of blogging, the beginning of podcasting, the beginning of health coaching, the beginning of making jewelry, the beginning of hand lettering, the beginning of watercoloring, is that you are developing your style. You get to play, you get to experiment, you get to have fun, you get to create. And if you look at it through the lens of that, through the lens of playing, experimentation, and put yourself into kind of your own little creative cave, then you'll enjoy that time so much more. And you'll develop your own style instead of trying to force it immediately because you want to have everything like this. Because it doesn't work like that. And when you try to force it like that and have a 6-figure business in 6 months and reach all your business goals and make everything happen and get 200,000 followers and whatever it is, it feels fake, and you won't feel good either because it won't feel natural. That whole fake it till you make it kind of thing, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to fake it while you make it. It feels good to play and experiment and figure it out as you go, and to be honest about where you're at in the process. It feels terrible to act like you are somebody who you're not. And it feels even worse to act like you know your style and this is what you offer, and you put yourself out there like that, and then you feel like that's who you have to be, and then a year from then, that's not who you want to be at all. And you've realized that's not your style at all, but you've already created this whole brand around that because you wanted it like that. So I recommend that you realize how special it is If you are in the place of developing your style in something, whether it's writing or creating videos or creating content for a specific platform, so taking photos for Instagram or your craft, that's a really cool place to be if you look at it through that lens. It can be really frustrating if you try to force it and you try to be the best immediately and be at a place and a level that you're just not at. It can be really frustrating. Instead, allow yourself to develop and learn and grow as you go. You will find your style. It will happen. But it doesn't happen without action. You are not gonna find your style from sitting back and thinking about it. This is another big mistake I see, is that people feel like they can't start. Oh, I can't start blogging until I know my style. I can't start coaching till I know my style. I can't start watercolor painting until I know my style. No, you have to do the work to figure it out. You have to start coaching to figure out what your strengths are. You won't figure it out by just thinking about coaching. You have to paint in order to figure out what your style is. You have to practice hand lettering over and over and over and over again in order to figure out what your hand lettering style is. So if you are, let's say, wanting to start a podcast, don't think you're gonna have 50,000 listeners in month 1. In fact, you don't want that in month 1. And don't pitch people who are up here to interview them, because you're not ready for that either. So put your head down. Do 6 months of podcasts, 12 months of podcasts, then you're ready. Then you have a style. Then you know really how to interview people. Then you're ready to pitch somebody who is up here. Then you can expect to grow, expect to know how you're different. You will know how you're different after you've put your head down and you've put out 100 podcast episodes, after you've done 100 videos, after you've written 100 blog posts. But it takes time and it takes action. You can't do it without doing the work. You won't figure it out any other way. That's how you figure out your style. That's how you figure out your strengths. That's how you figure out what you bring to the table and how you're different. That's how you're gonna figure out what makes you different than your competition. You don't figure it out any other way. I figured out that one of my favorite things and one of the things that I am best at is live coaching / teaching through live coaching / teaching. If I hadn't done the work, then I wouldn't have figured it out. I based my membership program, Sunday Society, on teaching live because that's something that I do really well. It's a strength of mine. It sets me apart. It makes my membership different. It makes me different. But I wouldn't have figured it out without the work. I would not have realized that that's what makes me different and better without doing it. You have to do it. You have to take action. You have to play. You have to experiment. You have to try new things. Or else you won't figure out what your style is. You won't figure out what you like most. You won't figure out what makes you different than other people, your peers, your colleagues. that is my little pep talk, my advice for you today. If you are still in that place where you're trying to figure out your style, and often we're all in that place where we're trying to figure out our style with something, whether that be with writing blog posts or with creating videos or with doing Facebook Live or with creating our own photographs for social media or whatever it is, we're often always trying to figure out our style with something. So if you are in that place with something, just know that it takes action to figure it out, and that you need to look at it as a lens of play and experiment and excitement and have fun with it. I'm April from Blacksburg Belle, and I will see you again soon with another video. This is my 6th video of today. Batching, you guys. You gotta batch. Hot pink scarf, hot pink lips. Max, can you stop snoring? Camera, I got a new camera. Oh yeah, new camera.